God just killed all these people?
No. An earthquake is not God groaning. That's panentheism.
But can God control all?
Yes, God controls all.
So why wouldn't he stop an earthquake from happening?
Well, simple. God has chosen to partially limit his power by creating us with a free will. The reason that God chooses to limit his power is because if he doesn't give you a free will, can you love?
Of course.
How does a machine love? How does an automaton love? How does something that doesn't have a free will love?
Is a machine alive? Does your dog love you?
Sir, if you've been dating a young lady for the past 2 months and she's told you that she loves you, and tonight your father calls you up and says, son, I've been paying her $1,000 a week to love you, how would you feel?
I'd feel pretty upset, but I don't have a girlfriend.
Good. I'm glad you'd be upset. All right? Why? Because love, in order to be real, has to be free.
Your dog is free and loves you.
I don't know. I've never had a good conversation with my dog. So I don't know about dogs. But I do know about my wife. I do know about my friends. I do know about my 3 sons. They do love me. It's crazy of them to love me, but they love me freely.
Dogs aren't naturally advanced as us. They can't talk. They don't have the ability to converse with us.
Okay, that's why I don't know whether a dog loves or not. I don't know what goes on in the mind of a dog. If you do, great. I don't.
But this all comes back to, why does God allow terrible things to happen? You say that it's free will. Why does he allow us to have the free will to allow terrible things to happen? We didn't make that earthquake.
Right. Neither did God. Instead, Genesis 3 records that when we human beings rebelled against God, he took a step back from planet Earth, and chaos filled the gap. Nature began to unravel, break down. And so we're born into a cursed, messed up, unjust, unfair world. Not because God created it that way, but because we human beings told God, get lost. He steps back from planet Earth, and chaos erupts. So you're born into an unfair world, as am I, as are the Haitians. Nature's cursed.
Cursed because we don't follow God.
Cursed because we told God, get lost. He steps back from planet Earth, and chaos erupts.
So why do good people die for no reason then?
Because life is chaotic and messed up.
Then why should we feed the hungry?
Why should we feed the hungry? We should feed the hungry because they have real value as human beings created in the image of God. Because God created us with an understanding of justice and love and compassion, and God holds us responsible to feed the hungry, because that's why he created us, to love. And when you see someone who's starving, you got to feed them. When you see someone with cancer, you got to try and find a solution to their cancer.
Why must it be done for God? Why can't I do it out of the good of human will?
You can do it out of the good of human will.
But God says it has to be done for him.
No, God doesn't say it has to be done for him. But the question is, why do you do it out of goodwill? Why? Why do you feed the starving out of goodwill? Why?
Because I care about people. I want to see people succeed. I want to see people happy.
Good. Okay, now do you think that's real?
Of course.
You don't think it's just relative? You think it's really absolutely good?
I truly care about everyone here.
Good. Okay, now remember, the only way there can be a moral absolute, like real good, is if there is some God to create and define this intangible value of real absolute good.
How so?
Okay. Science does not prove justice, goodness, and love. Justice, goodness, and love are intangible values, right? You've never seen a foot of justice. You've never measured out a pound of love, have you?
I would disagree. And I wouldn't say science, I would say sociology. Sociology defines justice in context of society. Justice differs from society to society, and you can measure it, you can quantify it in terms of society, in context. It's not an absolute concept that is universal for every human being. She might view justice differently than I might view justice.
Yeah.
He might view justice differently than you view justice.
Right.
And that has to do with context. That's not universal.
Do you think that the Nazis did wrong in gassing Jews?
By my view of justice, of course. Do they? No.
Do you think that there's a value of justice that is above your cultural law?
course. There's different views of justice, yes.
No, but is there a law, is there a value of justice?
Is there some staple of what justice is? No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. You've heard of the Nuremberg trials?
Yes.
1945 to 1949, right? Now, the lawyers for the Nazis were brilliant. And what they argued was, you allies have to understand something. These Nazi soldiers gassed Jews because their commander told them to.
Yes.
Secondly, because their culture told them to.
Yes.
So who do you Americans and English and French think you are in judging Nazis who were simply following orders and their culture? The Nuremberg trials shut down until the American consul, Robert Jackson, stood up and said there is a law above the law. And according to this law, above the law of culture and powerful people, gassing Jews is absolutely wrong.
And what law was that?
Bingo. That's what you got to answer.
No, that's the question I'm asking you. What is the
Obviously,
law that they said?
obviously, the only way there can be a law above the law of culture is if there is some type of mind prior to the human mind that defines what is just versus what is unjust. I'm standing here saying, you know, because you have a conscience and a rational mind, that gassing Jews is absolutely wrong.